But let's get into our character profile. We've been rattling off the Invincible ones this week.
Yes, we have.
We covered Invincible. We covered Atomy. I thought it was only about time we got onto the big dog, Omni-man himself. Nolan Grayson, aka Omni-man, first appeared in Invincible #1, January 2003. Nolan Grayson is a Viltrumite, as in from the planet Viltrum. His father was Argal, the leader of the Viltrumites. However, when Nolan was young, his father was assassinated by someone who didn't believe in the warmongering ways of the Viltrumites any longer. Nolan was very young when his father died, so didn't know him. And all of the knowledge of who Nolan's father was hidden to protect him from any enemies of the Viltrumite Empire.
Okay.
And after a civil war to get rid of those who were against the Viltrumite way of death and destruction and leave them with only the strongest and best Viltrumite specimens, he joined up as a soldier. He went around conquering various planets, and he was such a good job and such a phenomenal warrior and leader that he was actually given his own command of his own unit.
Okay.
However, this is when things started to go wrong for Nolan, because a virus made by the coalition of planets wiped out 99.9% of the Viltrumite race. They were causing such a problem and they were striking such fear into the hearts of the universe that the coalition of planets came together to create essentially a species-ending virus to literally try and wipe them all out because they were too dangerous.
Shit.
Unfortunately for them, it was only 99.9% effective, leaving few Viltrumites, but still a dangerous number. It was after this that the Viltrumite Empire, weakened but not defeated, had to change their plans of world conquering. And they changed more into the ilk of a secret agent, espionage agent, saboteur, where they would send a lone Viltrumite to a planet. That Viltrumite would embed themselves into society, the culture, learn about the planet, and then, using their tactical prowess, work out a way to topple them from the inside and destroy the planet before they even realized what was happening. And that is what Nolan was sent to do on Earth. He was one of the first, and he was one of the volunteers for this dangerous mission. Nolan would eventually go on to marry and have a child, Mark, who would go on to be the hero Invincible. However, Nolan is interesting because he had to play this character of the superhero for so long that no one saw it coming. It was a complete shock. Cecil Stedman, the head of, I forget what the organization's called, completely trusted him.
Yeah.
Because he'd been here for so long, and it shows the tactical prowess as well as the physical danger of a Viltrumite, that they can hide their true nature for so long, even to the most paranoid of people, such as Cecil Stedman, to gain the trust of an entire planet so that they can then bring it down quickly from the inside. However, when Nolan went to exercise his grand plan, his child stood and fought against him. And this leads to, I want to say, I don't know if it's just iconic because of the way it was memed, but also the fact that we've not got any further into the story yet. But the scene of Mark beaten to a pulp, leaning up against a rock, and Nolan just banging on his head, and he's like, think about it. The older you get, the slower you age. You're going to live for thousands of years, and this entire planet and everyone you've ever known will be dead while you still look 30 years old. Join me, live the Viltrumite way, because that is a group of people that you'll be able to know, and they'll never leave you, they'll never die. We're untouchable. Very, very interesting character. I'm not going to go too much further, purely because I do not want to give any spoilers for what's coming in Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
But very interesting character. I think, although I don't like to class him as a Superman clone, because I don't think he actually is. I think he deserves enough respect to be treated differently.
Yeah.
But to the general public, he is seen as a Superman clone. I would say he's my favorite of that ilk, of the evil
Yeah.
Superman, evil
Yeah.
god above all that can do anything. I think the way he's written in the comics, the way he's portrayed, and the way he progresses is very, very good.
Yeah, the way
And
he
anyone who thinks Homelander is on that level needs to give their head a wobble.
Yeah, the way he develops makes him way more interesting than others that have done that trope.
Exactly.